Hey FTM Transtastic viewers, it is Saturday yet again. I'm Zach, and this week we are talking about music. I am super pumped for this video. I love music. If you recall from my audition video, I said this. I'm totally the kind of person to be like, you haven't heard of that band? Well. But I'm also the kind of person, you haven't heard of that band? Let me show you everything that they've ever put out, and then we can talk about them together because I love talking about music. And that still very much holds true. I'm a huge music dork. I'm very much a music snob as well, mostly because I just think everyone should listen to everything, and if you aren't listening to everything, then what the hell is wrong with you? I personally do listen to almost everything, or I've at least tried to listen to everything at least once, or everything I can get my hands on. So what I'm gonna do for this video, I'm not going to dance for you, or lip sync, mostly because I'm really lazy, and most of the stuff that I really like to listen to isn't very well suited to that. It just doesn't make for a very entertaining video. So I'm gonna do like some like quick question answer sort of things, and then I'm gonna talk about what I'm listening to right now and what I think you, dear viewer, should be listening to. So let's start this. Murder by Death. And no, they're not a really awful metal band. The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me from Brand New. Hands down, the Gaslight Anthem Sink or Swim. Incredible album. Perfect for living on a desert island. It is a song by this band called Burns Out Bright. It's called Halo. And no, it is not a cover of the Beyonce song. I think it came out like 2002, 2003-ish. And it's like one of their B-sides. I've never met anyone who's ever heard of this song, but if you have, I want to be your new best friend. So please get in contact with me. This one is a toss-up between like pop-punk, melodic hardcore sort of stuff, like the Wonder Years or Polar Bear Club or anything like that, and bluegrass, believe it or not. I really love Americana music, you know, traditional ballads, folk, bluegrass, all that sort of stuff. According to my iTunes right now, I have 8,797. Or that's like 43 gigabytes of music. It's a lot. So those are a few basic little musical facts about, you know, what I like, what I listen to. What I'm listening to right now, like, this changes constantly. Like, I'm always downloading new stuff, and, you know, I'm one of those people that, like, listens to an album incessantly for like 2 weeks, and then I kind of just forget it exists for a while. So right now, those albums that are in rotation, the new album from Horrible Crows, which is the side project from Brian Fallon of the Gaslight Anthem and his guitar tech, Ian Perkins. It's kind of like, it's pretty much like the Gaslight Anthem. I think Brian Fallon wants to think it doesn't sound like the Gaslight Anthem, but it totally does. A little bit more like Tom Waits influence on it, a little bit more like R&B, sort of like old school influences on it, but it still very much sounds like the Gaslight Anthem. So I'm considering it like another Gaslight Anthem album, because God only knows when we're going to get the next one of those. I'm also listening to, okay, so I'm a bad person, and I downloaded the leak for the new Polar Bear Club album, Clash, Battle, Guilt, Pride, I think that's what it's called. Let me check. Yeah, it's Clash, Battle, Guilt, Pride. I downloaded the leak from it after I ordered it. I'm getting it on vinyl, but I needed to listen to it. There was just no way I could wait another like week and a half without listening to it, and it's incredible. Probably my favorite Polar Bear Club album to date, and I really love their older stuff, but this is just, it's phenomenal. If you like, I don't know, if you like any like melodic hardcore, sort of post-hardcore influence, like punk sort of bands, it's like if Have Heart met up with like Newfound Glory and somehow met in a much better middle, I guess. That's the best way I can think of putting it. I've also hugely gotten into Broadway Calls recently. They're a pop-punk band out of Portland, Oregon, and they're incredible. Very catchy, very smart, just, really hits you right in the heart, and you just want to yell and sing along every single lyric. So I really, really like their self-titled, which was released 2008, 2007, something like that. And it's very, very good. And they had another one that they released last year, and I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but it's also good as well. They also put on a great live show. I also have mentioned this before, but I also run a music blog called Fuck Yeah Queer Music, and on it I profile queer, trans artists of all genres, and I really, really love doing it, and because it exposes me just to so many new artists that are doing really incredible things. And so I'm going to run down a list of bands and people that I've profiled on there that you definitely should be listening to and definitely need to be getting heard more than they are right now. Number one on that list, hands down, is Enio. You need to be listening to him. He is a Canadian pop singer. He does like singer-songwriter sort of stuff, but he also does a lot of pop that's like Imogen Heap sort of things, like that whole sound. Very, very rich, very layered, and I love him. I love him so much, and you really all need to be listening to him right now because he gets like no love, and hopefully more people will start listening to him soon because he was featured on Homo Ground, the podcast. And so hopefully he'll get the recognition he deserves. You also need to be listening to Lior, who is a singer-songwriter out of Brooklyn. It's L-I, like /O-R. He's kind of like Kimya Dawson, like early Bob Dylan, kind of like spoken song, sort of whatever. Very, very good. Team Dresch. That should go without saying. Mid-90s queercore that sounds equal parts like Midwest emo of the mid-90s meets Riot Girl. Like, how can you not listen to Team Dresch? The Shondes, who are also out of Brooklyn, they play like indie rock with, it's very political, also very personal. They're a really great band, very, very nice people. And then to top it all off, you should definitely be listening to Hunx and his Punx and Shannon and the Clams. They're both like 60s pop influenced like punk acts. Super fun live if you're at all into like 60s pop or like girl groups or any sort of like 60s, mainstream rock. They take all those influences and make them super, super gay. It's awesome, and you need to listen to them because they're hilarious, they're spot on, they're just, they're perfect. So that's where I'm going to stop. I easily could keep talking about this topic for 2 hours, but no one's going to watch a 2-hour-long video, obviously. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If anyone has any questions on, like, any of the artists I mentioned, or they want to know where they can find all this music and stuff, or like something I said I didn't enunciate properly and you can't Google it or whatever, let me know and I will give you links, I will give you YouTube videos, I will give you everything you need to listen to these amazing people. So until next week, hope everyone is doing well, and bye.